All right, I am here in Oklahoma City, Oklahoma, and check out the view from our hotel here. Now, my son on this trip across the country has been wanting to visit as many of the NBA stadiums as possible, and our hotel is located right across the street from where the Oklahoma City Thunder play at Paycom Center, and he is absolutely ecstatic. I've mentioned them before in other states, but our partner on this trip has been ET Family Travel. They have set up all of our hotel stays. They have set up all of our planning around the Disneys and the events and the activities that we're going to do. They've been absolutely incredible. So if you are looking to travel and you want to take all of the headache out of traveling, contact ET Family Travel. Now, Oklahoma is one of the newest GI states. This is what we use to refer to it, and GI stands for Guaranteed Issue States. So what Guaranteed Issue is referring to is your ability to switch supplement plans without the fear of medical underwriting. Remember, medical underwriting is something where if you wanted to switch a plan or go to a supplement plan, you would have to submit medical questions. They're going to look at your health history, and if you have poor health, they can either charge you more than they would otherwise for a person of your age, or they can flat out deny you. So medical underwriting is a big topic when it comes to Medicare supplement plans. Well, guaranteed issue, as the name implies, refers to the ability to get one of these plans guaranteed without the bump in rates or fear of being denied. In most states, if you're wanting to go on a supplement plan outside of your open enrollment period or outside of a special election period for supplement plans, you would have to go through medical underwriting. But here in Oklahoma, if you are already on a supplement plan, you can switch to a supplement plan, guaranteed issue, without the need to go through medical underwriting. Now, there are some parts of this that are important. You have a 60-day window beginning on your birthday to make this change, and it actually opens up to where you can start the application process 30 days before your birthday, but there's that 60-day window to submit your application and start the other supplement plan. Again, you have to already be on a supplement plan. This is not if you're wanting to switch from an Advantage plan to a supplement plan. I'll cover that here in a minute. You're already on a supplement plan and you want to switch. You cannot have had a gap in your supplement plan coverage of more than 90 days. So if you're on a supplement plan and then you canceled it and waited for more than 90 days, you would have to go through medical underwriting to get a supplement plan. So make sure that you don't let your coverage lapse. And the last point with this is that in order to switch, you have to switch from a like plan to a like plan, or from one plan down in benefits to lesser benefits. You can't switch up. What I mean by that is the two most popular supplement plans right now are Plan G and Plan N. So Plan G has more benefits than a Plan N. So if you're on a Plan N, you can switch from like to like, so from one Plan N to another Plan N, or you can switch down from Plan N down to something like Plan K. But to switch to Plan G, you would have to go through medical underwriting. The other two, you wouldn't have to go through medical underwriting. Guaranteed issue, if you wanted to switch up, you would have to go through medical underwriting. Same thing if you're on a Plan G, you can go to another Plan G or down to a Plan N. But if you qualified for Plan F and wanted to switch up to Plan F, you would have to go through medical underwriting. So why would somebody want to do this? Why would they want to switch supplement plans to the same letter or down? Well, let's say that you're on a Plan G and your insurance company that you have chosen, their rates are increasing at a faster pace than a different insurance company also offering Plan G. Remember, with supplement plans, they're standardized, so a Plan G covers the same thing with one insurance company as it does with another insurance company. So in this case, your rates are going up faster than you would like or faster than other insurance companies. You can switch from that insurance company to a different one that has more advantageous rates for you. Another reason to do this is, let's say again, you're on Plan G and it's giving you more coverage than you need and it's more expensive than you want, and you want to switch down to a Plan N. You can do that without the fear of getting denied as long as you're switching during this birthday rule. Again, this is unique. Most states don't have this. There are other states that do, but most states don't, making that switch problematic. In most of the states that are this guaranteed issue or have some sort of a birthday rule or guaranteed issue rule, your supplement plan rates are higher than the national average, and that is because the insurance companies are taking on more risk in these states where they have to take on people with poor health. So rates tend to go up. But Oklahoma, the reason I mentioned you're a newer GI state is the fact that your rates haven't quite caught up yet. You still have incredible rates for supplement plans. So if a 65-year-old wanted to get a supplement plan G, the national average is $150 per person per month. Here in Oklahoma, it is only $125 on average to get a supplement plan G, again for a 65-year-old. For Plan N, the national average is $120 per month. Here in Oklahoma, it is only $100 per month. So you're seeing lower than average rates for those supplement plans, which is a great thing for those of you in Oklahoma. Over the next year or two, I would expect some increases to normalize those rates, but take advantage of them while you can. Now, with these lower than average Medicare supplement plan costs, we would expect that the supplement penetration rate to be higher than the national average. And what the supplement plan penetration rate means is that for every 100 people who are Medicare eligible available and they can choose these plans, how many of them are picking a supplement plan versus the others? So Advantage plans, FEHB, Original Medicare only, VA, all the other plan options, how many of them are taking supplement plans of any letter? The national average is 21%. Here in Oklahoma, it is 24%. So it is higher than the national average, the number of people who are choosing supplement plans. Again, I think that could be attributed to the lower than normal rates. If you are looking to get a supplement plan here in Oklahoma, there are opportunities for even further discounts to drive that price even lower. And insurance companies offer these for various reasons. So for example, if you have somebody who is living in your house who is also on the same insurance company as your supplement plan, there are multi-insured discounts that are available to you and the person in your household. For example, if you and your spouse took the same supplement plan company, there are discounts available if you wear a fitness tracker like a smartwatch or a Fitbit, and you're willing to sync that with the insurance company's website, and then they can track and make sure that you're exercising, you're active, and they're willing to give you a discount for that. It's called a wearable discount. Finally, there are discounts if you're willing to pay your premium up front all in the year rather than breaking it out into monthly payments. So there are a lot of ways for you to get discounts on these supplement plans. This is why I'm always advocating that you use an independent agent who can shop these plans around for you and find the ones with the strongest rates for you. And then again, as your birthday comes up, they can shop around different plans as well. It never costs you anything to use an agent, so why not use us to leverage our systems and the knowledge of the market in order to help you get the plan that's the best fit for you. And I'm not even saying you have to use us, just make sure you're using an independent agent. I do have partners who are licensed and familiar with the plans here in Oklahoma, so if you do need help and you do want us to help you, we're more than happy to. My email is in the description of this video. I'll finish up the supplement plan section with details around those who qualify for Medicare before you turn 65. This happens in one of three ways. So you are either disabled, you're diagnosed with end-stage renal disease or ESRD, meaning you have kidney failure and you need dialysis to stay alive, or you're diagnosed with ALS, commonly known as Lou Gehrig's disease. In most states, the supplement plan options for those who are pre-65 are not strong. Either you don't have options, period, or you have limited options, or you have limited options with very high premium costs. We've seen in the $500, $600, I've seen up to $1,200 a month to get a supplement plan. And again, oftentimes you're limited to plan A only or plan B only. There are states with exceptions to this that are more helpful for those who are getting Medicare pre-65. Oklahoma, you're not really one of them. So you have access to plan A, which is great, and the rates are very competitive with the plan A options. But opening it up to plan G and other supplement plans just isn't happening pre-65. Once you reach 65, you do have a new window that opens up for you where you're able to pick up any of the supplement plan option letters at the same cost that a 65-year-old would pay normally. So you're not getting upcharged and you're not going through medical underwriting for that, which is nice. That applies nationwide. All right, now let's switch over to the Advantage plan side of the conversation. So I mentioned this earlier, the ability to switch from an Advantage plan to a supplement plan. In Oklahoma, you have the standard national rules around trial rights. Now, to take advantage of the two main trial rights, you have to have taken Medicare at your 65th birthday and taken an Advantage plan first. If that's the case, you have 1 year to try out that Advantage plan, and within that year, if you want to switch, you can switch back to Original Medicare and a supplement plan without medical underwriting guaranteed issue. But again, that's only at your 65th birthday. Now, for those of you who go on Medicare after your 65th birthday, you don't get this same trial right. The second way to take advantage of the trial right is if you choose to get a Medicare supplement plan first, and this is at any age. So whether you go on at 65 to Medicare for the first time, or 67 or 80, when you go on Medicare for the first time, and if you choose a supplement plan as your go-to plan here, if at any time you choose to go to an Advantage plan because you want to try it out and switch off of your supplement plan, you have 1 year from when you make that switch to where you can change your mind and switch back to your supplement plan without medical underwriting. You only get to do this once. You can't keep flip-flopping back and forth. Again, this is when you take a supplement plan as your first choice when you sign up for Medicare. So again, Oklahoma, you follow the same national rules around those trial rights. As a general rule with Advantage plans across the country is in your bigger cities, your more populated areas, you have more access, there's more competition, and there are stronger Advantage plans in the areas that have access to bigger hospital systems and larger populations. As you go into more rural areas, less populated areas, then you don't have the same access, and in many places there aren't even Advantage plans offered, period. Same thing comes into play here in Oklahoma. You have very rural areas here, and in those areas you may not have access to an Advantage plan, or you have very few options, and we see this where more people in the bigger cities are choosing Advantage plans in general. The Advantage plan penetration rate nationally is 50%. Here in Oklahoma, it is actually 39%, so you're quite a bit lower than the national average on those who choose Advantage plans versus those who choose the supplement plans. You'll notice that those numbers don't add up to 100%. That's because you have people who are choosing other options, things like FEHB, VA benefits, TRICARE for life, original Medicare only, or maybe there are large companies that offer their employees quasi-advantage supplement plans, retiree plans, and they're going with those. So that's why the numbers don't add up to 100%. When it comes to the maximum out-of-pockets, because that's kind of the big number that people look at with Advantage plans, the national average for Advantage plans maximum out-of-pocket limits is $5,000 per year. Here in Oklahoma, you're right at that number. It's about $5,000 is the average maximum out-of-pocket for Advantage plans. There's some that are higher, there's some that are lower. All right, I do leave secret keywords here at the end of these videos. Now, the hotel that we're staying in, it has a big Oklahoma University sticker on it referring to the football team in the SEC. So if you have made it this far, the keyword, if you leave any comment below about your favorite football team, then I'll know that you've made it this far. Now, I understand that not everybody is football fans, so just do your best and we can work with that, because you could throw in soccer if you want to, I guess the regular football. All right, again, I do have partners who are licensed and familiar with the plans available to you here in Oklahoma, so if you do need help, feel free to reach out. I'm gonna go explore the city a little bit more with my family. Make sure you subscribe to this channel, and I will see you in the next video.